strawberry.
Hello!
Hello!
And welcome to The Men Who Chase Geese yet again.
Alright, well, let's see. Today we're going to do...
Senate murders.
That's the one!
They murdered a senator. Can you believe that? That has never happened before.
Probably not.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, I agree.
So, this episode starts out with Padme being the boss-ass bitch that she is and delivering, like, the speech that ends the war. And everyone's amazed and they clap for, like, ever. And the only person that doesn't like it is this weapon mongerer who is related to the Mandalorians.
Cameron Owens.
Yeah.
Well, they're making a lot of money off this war.
Exactly. So, of course, they don't want to end the war because that's their money revenue. And why would they ever want to stop business when business is booming? So, when they're delivering their happy celebration for the great speech and soon-to-be vote of ending the war...
We're all blue today. We're all blue.
It's purple.
I'm colorblind.
So anyway, one of the senators, Greedo, he dies again, and everyone's sad that Greedo is dead because everyone loved Senator Greedo, even though he tried to betray Natalie Portman. But she forgave him, and they all have a nice funeral, and they have to go find out who killed Greedo, because Senator Greedo was a good guy. And they track him down. This new cop gets introduced, and the new cop is a jackass, and he's all up in these politicians and telling them how politicians are the worst people ever to a room full of politicians. And in the end, turns out it was the female Greedo that killed Greedo. And that's how the story goes. And Natalie Portman saved the day by bitch slapping a gun out of her hand. That's my review. That's my synopsis. How'd I do?
You have weak shoulders.
Yeah, well,
I
try.
You know, strong shoulders like I do.
Yeah.
So you see the difference? You
Super
feel
strong.
that difference?
That was strength right there.
See, yours kind of goes down. Mine doesn't. So one thing about this show, what this episode was, it did try to show that the effect the war is having now in home and abroad, and it brings up later on as well and before. There's causing a lot of debt in the society, in the government, for this war. And this was happening at the same time as America's war on terror. It's not a coincidence to me.
Yeah. And
they're having the same discussion they're having in the U.S. Senate and Congress about how much is too much and how much is enough. And when do we end this? And so you have Abdullah's faction, which says, listen, the more troops you're going to build, it's kind of like this. If all your, and again, I've said this is about a U.S. policy. It has been said many times, but but if your only tool in your toolbox is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. That's how it works. So hers is the same policy. That if we keep making more troops, our only policy then is war.
Yep.
That's our only policy. He says, listen, we have to have another policy. Stop the troops and try to have negotiations. So you end up with this faction, the peace faction, and the other faction, who of course are making money off this war. And one of their people who was against the war, the people of the peace faction, gets killed. And you have this investigation. Investigation in of itself tells you and shows you how the Senate is. It's corrupt and it's factionalized driven by nothing but like the U.S. Senate, like most Senates, like most Congress, like most parliaments. It's driven by economic concerns. It's driven by its own needs. Never really talk about really the will of the people. You know, the peace factions maybe will of the people, but they lose in the war and in this vote. So it was okay. It was okay. I mean, I'm not a Padme fan. I don't think anybody's a Padme fan, quite frankly. But it was okay. The cop that was introduced is an idiot, but he wasn't that bad actually.
Reminds me of the Casablanca guy.
Yeah, it probably was based off them.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't bad. He wasn't terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he wasn't a buffoon. He was just kind of a lunkhead.
He was cynic.
Yeah. So. I liked it. It was okay. I give it a 3, maybe a 2. I'll stick with a 3. It didn't upset me.
No.
I liked that it did show the political side and what was going on, the corruption. I liked that you realize, oh, okay, it wasn't this pure place, and that was good. I did like the one part where after the senator died, the Imperial Senate Elite Brigade, or those idiots in the robes and the helmets and all that. They're like the Senate Guard. They did this whole thing where they stamped their feet and moved. Well, it was done. I kind of like that. I kind of the pomp and pageantry that this fictional republic, this place the republic used to have. Say I'm almost 50, and for most of my life, I've told many people, the Jedi and the other people, they're always on the run. I like when I can see the Republic how it was, and pomp and circumstance, good and the bad, and I enjoy that on a very personal level. I can't explain it, but I enjoy it. It's for you get to see where there were where it wasn't always the way it is, later on, where there's conflict and the bad guys are in charge and all that. So anyway, so there we go. So I give it 3 out of 5. What do you give it?
I give it 3 useless cop bots out of 5
Oh,
because it had nice noir elements and it had the nice little whodunit theme.
yeah.
And the twist was like unexpected the first time you see it around, and then by the second time you see it, you're like, yeah, it's kind of obvious it was her. I mean, she had rhyme, reason, and everything, every good reason to do it. So, this has been The Men Who Have Chased Geese. You did like this episode.
Take care, my friends.